Well, we're going to have some strong opinions on this one. Hey guys, Ben back here from KCT, and I'm really excited to do this review because a lot of people are going to get butthurt about it, and I'm going to mock you ruthlessly. Sorry, it's been a long day, but yeah, I'm going to have some fun with this one. So, the product we're going to be discussing today, if you've looked at the video, you know. If you looked at the video and don't know, then I would like to welcome the VSO Gun Channel fans to the channel. Like, subscribe, share, and stop eating people's boogers, other people's. Long or short, you're not on the bus anymore. All right, with that out of the way. This thing, most people don't know about it, but the people that do are very, very sharply divided. And there's people that see the use in it, people that can't get their heads around it, and then there's the people that get one and they work and they put it on their gun and they don't understand what it's for and how it works. So, what are we talking about today? Well, if you've seen my Ultimate PDW video, you know on this gun there's a couple things that I really, really like when I was putting this together. And one of them is the front sight post ring, front sight post. And so this thing is awesome. It is a fiber optic front sight ring that attaches, I'm looking for my friends, that attaches like this. High production values, guys. Here we go. I'm going to say something about having an editor pretty soon, and then that will make you guys think that I spend a lot more money on the video. So frontpostring.com is the website, and it is a fiber optic front sight. I know, guys, I'm pointing the gun at you. There's a magazine in it, Jesus Christ. And it is wonderful. So this little ABS plastic ring that attaches right to the front of your WML. So, what is it and how does it work? Well, first of all, let's talk about why you might want one and why you might not want one. Okay? The first thing is why you might not want one is you don't own a WML. Now, they do have one for the Streamlight TLR VAR, but they're really kind of making their bread and butter on the WMLs, and that is as it should be. So, if you don't have a WML, or if you don't mount your WML on the 12 o'clock position, this probably is not going to do a whole lot for you. So, figure something else out. If you do, well, you are in for a world of great stuff. And I'm just going to keep itching my face here because I've got allergies right now. And I know you're not supposed to touch your face while you're recording, but yeah, whatever. So anyways, yeah, see that? Look at that. And see, it's not in the nose, VSO guys. It's just, it's on the outside. That's how, like, you grown up stuff. Anyways, enough of mocking those people. So there's a locking tab on it, which we're not going to go ahead and take the whole thing apart, all one piece of it. But it actually goes right down into your rail. And it actually locks the ring and stops it from moving forward and back and side to side, because it's flat, just like any other piece of equipment that you'd attach to your rail. Now, for me, I put a little bit of, let's see if you can see it there. There's some skater tape on there because I put that all over my guns to begin with. And my WML is like one of the really old Haley ones. And so it seemed to be a little bit small. But that's not a big deal at all because like it stayed on without it. And I'm just one of those people that's like, if it can have skater tape, I'm putting it on there. I mean, like, everything. Well, not everything. Anyways, so what does this do for you as a shooter? Well, first of all, there was the video that I put out about setback iron sights and how they can be useful because if you can accept a handgun's iron sights, these will probably do from front to back. However, you're still putting them back here, and I mean, they're not ideal. The thing about guns like this, and for me this is sort of a PDW type thing or a backpack gun, where it would need to come out and be deployed quickly. There's a couple things that this thing really, really, really helps with. Number one, it is on when your red dot is not. It is on when your red dot is. So when you come up with the gun, you've got that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful green dot. And right now I have a red dot over the top of it. And if I pick this gun up, I typically leave the optic off. It's not an aim point, guys. I know, it's crazy. It's primary arms, also budget. Had it for like 4 years. It's awesome. But I'm not going to sit there and run my batteries down and just forget to change them. So I'm just that cheap. I can't spring for a $1 battery, guys. I didn't say that. So I usually leave it off because also it saves on the emitter. And again, if you're not paying $700 for your optic, you might have an emitter that, you know, doesn't last 400,000 hours. Anyways, so I'll leave that off. When you come up on the gun, you have a lit aiming point. Toast lit, fam. You have a lit up aiming point from the fiber optic. Now, the people that are out there and that are going to comment on this with a negative comment about what I just said, they're going to go, well, you know, bro, it's fiber optic, you know, you can't use that in true dark, you know, and stuff and things. Well, it's attached to a light. And when you come up, yeah, that light comes back in through the fiber optic. Now, obviously, maybe if you're outside shooting at 700 yards with your 6.5-inch 300 blackout, you know, while backflipping Russian hatchet-wielding dudes and Spetsnaz, and other like LARPing fantasies, then hey, that may not work for you. For the people that this is designed for, it's a very narrow operational envelope and has some very specific things. But I think a lot of the confusion around this comes from where people are going, well, I bought it, and well, I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, like, I can't adjust it. Now, I'm gonna get an email because you guys, I love your hate mail. I really do. Especially the comments about the weight, which is, you know, I quit drinking, so you think it would go off? No, I'm just eating as much food as I can. The hair, just turned 40. Got to do something like that. But the real comments I love are the ones that are all misspelled. Like the email's got a bunch of typos in it because you're so angry writing about stuff. And I've seen people say things like, you can't put a flashlight on your gun because it will change the impact, the point of impact of the bullet if it's anywhere near the muzzle. So physics aside, this is the kind of crap that I deal with. You guys send to me that I try to regurgitate back as some manner of, you know, funny thing. But a lot of them aren't funny, they're just sad. But one of you guys is going to say, but Ben, this is for AR, and R is mostly 223 RAM and 556. Why do you have a 300 blackout? It's not zeroed for that. I don't even know where to go with that, but it will happen. So, what this does is it gives you a nice aiming point, and it's a nice coarse aiming point because up close, you don't necessarily need like a freaking 1 MOA dot. You know, something that's fast, something that gets your eyes on target. So, to me, and this is the bone of contention. This is where people are going to start freaking out. People are going to look at their bank accounts. People are going to look at their, you know, what the optics they bought, how much they cost. You know, people are going to ask to ship me things so they can get my address, so they can come over here, you know, and tell me what they think about things. This to me is like a little green EOTech that never runs out of batteries. I know, right? That's crazy. It's a $20 ring that I'm saying for me works as well as a insert number here, sight, because EOTechs are constantly increasing and decreasing in price depending on what the government says about their worthiness. So what I'm saying is EOTechs are prized for their quickness in close combat. You've got your ring of death at 65 donut ammo with your little nipple in the middle of the big boob, and that's fast. It's a coarse aiming point. You know, if you put that ring on somebody and you fire, you know, chances are, well, nowadays with LARPing and stuff, you probably just hit somebody else. But if you've actually trained, you know, anyways, so it's good up close and it's nice and fast. So what I like about this is it centers my eyes on the optic and the dot as fast as I can bring the gun up. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, speed is kind of cool, and it, you know, kind of helps keep you alive or win competitions or even just look cool on the internet, which is really important. But what's nice about this is when this comes up and my eye goes right to that, and then my red dot is sitting right on top of it. So for me, when I bring that up, my eyes pick up the green better. which I know is supposed to be that for most people. They do have red and orange and yellow. I prefer the green. That's what they sent me. So, also to quick disclose, they did go ahead and send this to me for free to go ahead and check it out. That's my relationship with the company. No money changed hands. This is a free thing for a review, and we're doing the review. So, and the guys are like, oh, well, you can't, you got a $1,000 site. Why it's not? I'm not saying it's going to replace your $1,000 site. This is not what this is for. So, if your backup irons, when you're running an Optic, are supposed to be, I don't know, sort of like your parachute, your fail-safe, your extra condom, whatever. That's what those are for. They're not there to be super precise aiming points. Get a ScalarWorks or ScalarWorks or Scholastica Bookworks. I don't know. Pay $200 each for your front and rear sights. Those things are fucking amazing. I love them, and I love the way that they look. I'm not going to pay for them. They're fucking sweet, though. This is to give you a very, very quick aiming reference point. And now what do I mean by reference point? Because here comes the crayon eaters. If you know where your gun hits at a certain distance, and you can go ahead and use this reference point to index where it is at that certain distance, it makes shooting a lot easier and a lot faster. So what I'm saying is this is not 7,000 yards, oh man, Carlos Hathcock, whatever. It's not. Okay, guys, look what this is, okay? If you have fiber optics on your handgun, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, borrow somebody's that does. So this is designed to give you something, and especially if something else fails. For me, if I pick this gun up in the middle of the night, the optic is off. So this one, specifically this primary arms optic, I hate the way that it adjusts because it adjusts on the right side. Now it's nice because it keeps it away from my field of view, but for me, turning on and off is almost like a 2.5 hand process. I'll insert those jokes here. So, but when I come up here, that's already on. And so I can make my engagement, I know we're going to get so tactical right here. I can make my engagement without spending the time to turn my optic on until I have a little bit of time to go ahead and do that. You just go ahead and pop that up. Or just shoot through the tube and use the dot there. It works. And so for me, again, what has been nice is that it centers my eyes on where that dot is going to be. And so it's something that guys that use red dots on handguns understand. And only them. But they understand that when you are bringing that gun up, there's going to be a certain spot where your head is in the right alignment. Your head is in the right alignment, and the gun is in the right alignment, and the sight is in the right alignment. So those things converge and come together like the Holy Trinity, and all of a sudden that dot is hanging out into space, ready to dispense your hot freedom, liquid death justice. So those guys that train for that, and they have a lot of classes specifically designed to get people there, that's one of the things that they're looking for is, when you bring this gun up, do you have some way that your eye tracks to that dot and can run that to the target? If you are bringing it up and you're searching for the dot in the window, you're going to have a problem. That's why they make these classes that people pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for. I'm broke, so I just stick with irons. But they're tritium. And I think Glock brand or something. I don't know. So, the other reason that I really like this is there's a little something called Parallax. And I know some of you guys know what it is. Some of you guys don't know what it is. Some of you guys are thinking back to your high school class where you did used to take like some art stuff. And there's that one guy that sat next to you that always used to smell like sativa and Old Spice. Anyways, so having something like this means when I bring this dot up, I'm not going to sit there and worry about where the dot is in the window because, yes, I mean, especially at short distances, if I'm moving my eye around, that dot is going to just be wiggling around in there. But when I bring it up and get it right on that green dot, I've already got a point of aim that drives my eyes to it, that allows me to center the dot on there and then start getting my shots. If you can shoot out of the tube or shoot with the front sight out of the tube, you guys are way ahead of the game, and this is something that will probably make a lot of sense to you. So, what are the upsides? Number one, it's really effing cheap. It's $20. If you buy one and you don't like it, there's a cat outside, at least one, so just watch out. it's $20. If you don't like it, use it as a C-ring or something. I'm sure you'll be able to fit. Or you can marry your high school sweetheart or jail buddy. And it's kind of thick, so you can kind of get the little, anyways, satisfaction. So it's nice and light. It's cheap. It has a fiber optic front, which, yes, I know you can get fiber optic front sights for, in standard AR front sights. A quick trip to Brownells will tell you that. But this is built in. This is the whole thing. So you don't go home and buy a Magpul sight for $40 or whatever, and then remove that sight post and put in a fiber optic sight. It's there already. It's further out than your setback iron sights, as I would have said in that video, which of course was made before I saw this, because this, yeah, I love it. So I know it kind of spoiled things a little bit there, but I gotta say it. So, yeah, I mean, you've got a longer sight radius, you've got something that works better in low light, bright light, even in no light, because lumens. And you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for it. And it's not one of those sites that you buy on eBay or, Alibaba or some shit like that, called like Magupuru or, things that you guys understand. So you skip a lot of the crap and you buy American. So why might you not like it? Well, number one, you don't want a fiber optic front sight. You want a separate front sight. You don't like two great tastes that taste great together. So I'm not calling you stupid for doing that, because there is a legitimate reason why you might want to separate your light and your front sight. Because if one or the other becomes damaged, now the question is, okay, well, what else is operable? The good thing is you can just shoot right past this thing if it breaks. Which, I mean, I've been banging it around quite a bit. I'm actually thinking the WML will probably break beforehand. And I'm a huge fan of Inforce. But the plastic always kind of felt a little bit cheap on the earlier units, even though it's got the Haley Dragonfly. So, yeah, I'm going to stop knocking it around because I don't want to destroy an expensive light for a cheap sight. By cheap, I mean high value, guys. Look it up on the internet. Look, guys, you got to put the kids are words. You put I don't want to run for president. Anyways, so why do you want one? Well, you want to be able to have a sight that is, nice on the gun. It is always up. Again, if you have flip up front and rears, you will have to flip up your front and rear. With this, I actually got some really good accuracy just shooting through the tube and just centering that, because that tells me where that dot is likely going to be, even if I have the dot off. So as it is right now with the dot off, I'm pretty damn confident that out to my eyeballs here, there's an old, probably 50 yards, maybe, I don't know. I haven't ever like run on steel out to 50. So guys, LARP away. But I would be confident engaging with that at most distances at which I would use this gun. So, well, what are the other concerns and considerations? Because we might as well go through it, because it's a simple ring, and everyone still has questions about it. They know about it, but you will know about it. So, somebody said, okay, well, what happens if you have to take your front sight off there to replace the battery? Well, what you're going to want to do is just go ahead and pop this handy little screw and then unscrew the front sight. Now, here is where the different flavors of crayon really start tasting good. And this, like, when I think about what people ask about this, I think about somebody doing a video and shooting like right at their friend, but at a target, and like nobody being like certified for anything, like just a dude with a fucking tourniquet just standing there, like that level of stupid, like videos that get taken down, like stuff that you don't even like put up there anymore because it's crap. So somebody has asked, when I started showing some pictures of this, when I take this off to change my battery, will I lose my zero? My follow-up question was, zero on what? His answer was, the light. Now, I'm assuming he wasn't pulling my leg because he seems pretty serious about things. But guys, your light doesn't really have a zero. I know. Someone's gonna hop in there and be like, well, bro, my Surefire fucking handheld, it's got the thing with the, the lumens and making us, and it's supposed to be 4/5 offset to Trijicog, whatever, and it's like, okay, great, fine, and like whatever, like Army technical manual you want to go quote. 9,000% of people just put a light on their gun, line it up with the bore, and they're good to go. If you don't, man, you might want to consider what you're doing with your life, or go play in traffic while giving your guns to somebody else. I don't know how to help you at that point. My thought was, he was asking, okay, well, what happens if I take the front of the light off to change the battery? Will the front sight post get back to where it was? And the answer is yes. And the question is why? And the answer is sorcery. Let's take a look. You can't really see it. There we go. There's a little notch at the bottom of the light that slides down into that rail section. And that stops it from moving side to side. So when you put this back on, you still have an indexing point. And that's also one of the reasons why I put the grip tape on there, is I like to have that indexing point just kind of, it's there. So I don't have to kind of like run the light or the ring forward or back until I figure out where I want to put it. And then you just, tighten the front end down, slap the light back on the gun, and it's good to go. I've replaced the battery 4 times since I've got this. I've never had a problem, putting the back on it. And it blows my mind that people are like, oh my God, well, what about this? What about this? It's a fucking ring out of plastic that you can use as a sight. And it works. So, again, most people may not know about this. The ones that do, some people really love it and they get what the concept is right away. And some people buy one and they're like, well, 18-inch SPR, with the fucking offset sights, and I didn't. Well, that's all your problems right there. This ain't like 900 yards, bro, banging steel with 855. No, stop. Like, this is it. Just go back to whatever cartoon shit you were doing. For the rest of us, this is a really, really good, innovative aiming option. And it was one of the technologies I was really excited to leverage when I started working on this PDW. For the most part, the gun was complete, and I really didn't like the sight setup. I mean, even though I did my video of the setback sights, it was okay. It was definitely something that worked. But as soon as I saw this, because somebody clued me into this on Instagram, and I was immediately like, yeah, I gotta go try that. It worked, you know what I mean? And it was good, and it was quick, and it was, fast up close. Kept me dealing with less parallax because that dot is already right there. And once I have my dot centered on top of that, go ahead and dope it with the rear. I mean, it's super fast. And again, if you have no chance to turn your optic on, or you don't have a shake awake, or you don't have, the new A9000, L3 Trigid Point AccuCog, whatever, that's got 3 billion hours of battery life, this is probably a good option for you because it's completely grab and go. So for a nightstand gun, this makes a lot of sense. Cats are running on open doors. It's really freaky. So for a nightstand gun, again, this makes a lot of sense because you could just pick this up without even going to the dot and do room distance engagements. This is the regular height of your front sight. It's very, very well designed to be that way. And look at this. I know my ugly face is in the way, but you're going to have to deal with it. So I'll go ahead and put that line there that's in the ceiling. There you go. And it's just straight across. So, guys, I know I've been rambling. I know I've been making fun of people that don't understand things. And I get it. There's a lot of things I don't understand, too. Biden supporters. Whatever. But, guys, cheat sheet. Frontpostring.com. It's late when I'm recording this, so go check them out. Again, the rings are $20. They ship fast. I got mine in a couple of days after contacting the owner about this to do a review on there. And the customer service is excellent and everything else. They just said that the biggest thing right now is that people buy these things and they think that this is going to be, that like choose which eye you shoot somebody in, Saving Private Ryan, 900-yard sniper scenario. And that's not what you even do with your front sight. You know what I mean? And I know guys are going to quick pull out the Marine Corps manual, flip to an uneaten page and say, oh, well, we're trained to use our iron sights out to how many meters. Most of the people aren't in the Marine Corps. Myself. Most people haven't gone through that training. If you have, then you probably know what to do with the things that you have. And, you know, people are like, oh, Ben, you didn't kill enough people overseas. I didn't kill anybody overseas. Okay? That doesn't matter. I'm talking about a piece of plastic with a fiber optic in there. And if that makes sense to you, go pick one up. If you don't understand it, go pick one up. You'll probably like it. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Make sure you send your hate mail to Kinetic Concepts Tactical, all one word, at gmail.com. And yeah, I will read some of your funny stuff if it's funny. If it's just like mean-spirited and like, you know, just sad, no. I mean, there's been like a cry for help too. And I was like, God, do they call somebody about this? Oh, life. Anyways, guys, have some questions, leave them in the comments. Definitely like, share, subscribe. We are growing, man. I got a new series that's coming up that you guys are going to hate. It's awesome. I can't wait to go ahead and expand the channel. So definitely, it's a small click for you. It's a big thing for us. Really appreciate it. If you do that, like, share, and subscribe. Routine. Tell your friends about us. Tell your parents about us. Tell your parents' friends about us. And if you have friends with hot moms that are probably younger than me now by this age, definitely tell her to slide in the DMs. Guys, that's all I got for you. Have a great rest of your day.